Ben, first and foremost, thank you for sitting down with us to sort of discuss your role as chairman of Dereham Town. You're a very familiar face around here, aren't you? You've been around for a little while now. First and foremost, just tell me a bit about the transition we've been through. It's been a few weeks / months since you were appointed as chairman, where we've been a little bit quiet, but we have been planning this kind of interview where you basically say what's going on. So that's what today is kind of going to be. But first and foremost, how does it feel to be chairman?
It's an honour. It's not something I coveted, so it's come as a bit of a surprise, shall we say. But with Ash taking on the new role that he's taken, it was a natural progression for me and for the club, and hopefully we can build on what we'd started implementing as a club previously. So that's certainly the intention.
Yeah. So you say Ash's new role, then I think that leads me on nicely to, can you talk me through the structure? Because things haven't really changed too much, have they? It's sort of been a few additions more so than departures. But talk me through the structure, and you say Ash's new role. Tell me a bit about that as well, please.
Yeah, so we've kept the committee in the role in which it's in, basically. So we will run the club day to day. And then we've got the help of an executive committee, which will be chaired by Ashley. And they're looking more at a long-term strategic goal for the club. So sponsorship and how we grow as a club, because we need to keep growing. Everything that goes on off the field can then feed to what we do on the field. And that's got to be where we are heading.
Yeah, I think the important thing to sort of stress there is the idea that Ash hasn't just quit and left. It's the idea that we're now sort of separating these two roles. You've got day-to-day, where it's the function of the club itself, and then you've got the strategic vision, which, in my opinion, is a very good thing, and it sort of creates that clear path, doesn't it? In terms of from your perspective, because you're the chairman, you're the sort of top head at the club. Results on the pitch so far at the season, you know, to the naked eye, from people who don't support Dereham Town, you see a team who are maybe struggling a bit in step 4. Can you talk me through your perspective of that? Not necessarily sort of a tactical masterclass in what's going on from yourself, but maybe from your perspective in terms of the vision for the future on the pitch and maybe slightly off the pitch as well.
Yeah, so we obviously transitioned across leagues. We were maybe a little slow last summer in coming to terms with that, and really changing the direction as to how we run the club as well. We have got to grips with it now, and really we need to be. We always knew we were a club that was going to have to be working within its own means, but this gives us a great chance to do that, and that is remembering who we are, promoting the youth, bringing on a team that is Dereham grown. Basically, you see it through other leagues. You see what AFC Sudbury are doing in the Isthmian League, which we just left. That's a project that's been going on a long time for them. So it's not something that's going to happen overnight, but it's something that we want to grow, and that's how we see Dereham Town progressing as well. And anything we can do off the pitch to benefit that goes on the pitch, because let's face it, we're a football club at the end of the day. It's always going to come back to what happens on the pitch. But we need to make sure that off the pitch, we are doing everything we can to create that kind of legacy and that dynasty that Dereham Town deserves as well.
Talk to me a bit about your relationship with Toast then, because the nature of it will have changed significantly since you've become chairman, but there is an open line of communication between you and the manager, isn't there?
I think I probably speak to him more than I speak to my own wife most of the time. And that's not necessarily a good thing sometimes. Yeah. But you know what? Toasty is brilliant. I can't praise him enough for the situation he found himself in. And he's embraced it, and he's grasped it, and he's pushing us on. And the results haven't always shown exactly the work and the effort that him and all the boys are putting in, both on the pitch, off the pitch, on the training ground, everything that goes around that. But if we keep on that progress, on that system and that design, the progress will follow. I've no doubt about it.
So your message to sort of the Dereham Town loyal, where, you know, the support this season has been magnificent, hasn't it? Considering all the things that are sort of going on, and we find ourselves at the time of recording in quite a frustrating period, don't we? But the support has been sort of fantastic. As the chairman, what are you saying to those fans, and maybe sort of what are you preaching to them?
I think first and foremost, thank you. They've been fantastic. Like you say, we do this for them as much as anybody else. I'm not doing it for myself. Toasty's not doing it for himself. We do it for the club and for the fans, and they've been brilliant. And most of them have understood and followed with us. We take a great support away, considering the amount we travel. I mean, we sit here today having played Corby. Corby have brought a brilliant support, and they really have cheered their boys on today. But we've seen that not many teams have managed to do that here. We take that week in, week out, and it's just fantastic what our fans are doing for this club as well.
This is probably a bit of a bombshell for you, but we'll probably do this again in the summer when we've got a whole pre-season ahead of us. So just to let you know that. But between
that wasn't discussed beforehand.
Well, it's on camera now, so sadly we have to. But between now and sort of the end of the season, then, from your role and your perspective, from sort of the committee perspective as well, what's the plan? Is it just a game of straight and narrow and carrying on as we are, or is there any sort of message you want to get out there in terms of the direction of the club as of now, as of the change?
I think the direction of the club hasn't changed. How we intend to run the football club, and when I say we, I mean that myself, committee, Toasty's on board with it. We've got directors of football. A lot of the fans that we see week in, week out understand. I've sort of spoken to and understand this as well. That hasn't really changed from what Ashley was trying to achieve to where I'm at. We've got the same ambitions. We've got the same goals. We've had to take a step back, which is frustrating, but it will happen at times. So that we can actually grow and go forward. I mean, the main aim between now and the end of the season is to keep us at step 4. It's not the be-all and end-all. It's not going to be the end of the world. But if we can stay at step 4, it gives us a fantastic platform to build forward to what we really want to achieve.
Yeah, I think that's sort of the important message to get across, isn't it? This idea that sort of regardless of result for the season, the plan won't change because we all believe in the plan and sort of in terms of the playing staff and the managing staff and that kind of thing. We're all together, we're all in this. And yeah, much sort of appreciation for the fans. Your final message then, Ben, anything that you want to declare, if you will, or are you happy with everything that we've got across?
I think that I'm happy with everything that we've discussed. It's not... business as usual is maybe not the right term, but the intention of this club is to go forward and to grow. We need to do that off the pitch and on the pitch. And if people that want to come on that journey, we will welcome all of them into Dereham Town. And if that's not for them, then so be it. That's fine. That's their choice as well. But that's our intention, and that's where we're going to take this club.